Hello, my name is Taylor Harper, and I'm a student in Professor Ballard's leadership class. Today I'm here with my manager at Olive Garden, Jamie. We're going to ask her a couple leadership questions. What does leadership mean to you?
To me, leadership means being positive, having, a great attitude, being patient and understanding, being hardworking and dedicated, and guiding people forward.
Okay. Is it hard to be a leader for some, and what makes it hard?
Absolutely, it's hard to be a leader for some, no question. Being a leader isn't always getting to be the good guy. Being a leader is developing people, having that hard conversation sometimes. It's not always easy. People inherently want to be liked, and sometimes you don't get to be that. Being a leader doesn't mean you're everybody's best friend. It means you have everyone's best interest at heart.
Yeah.
So not everybody is ready for that.
Give an example of someone who has inspired you to be a good leader, or like a role model.
I had a teacher, my algebra teacher, my freshman. He was actually my algebra and algebra 2 teacher, my freshman and sophomore year of high school. His name was Mr. Jacinto, and he was just this positive influence in my life. That we developed that special bond that you just do with certain teachers, and he was always telling me about, lead by example, be the person that you would want others to think of you as, and he made a mark in my life, and he kind of made me you wanted to be a better person for having known him.
So he instilled that in what you wanted to be future
Absolutely.
in your life.
I wanted to make a change and a difference, and it's weird. I ended up in restaurant management, but it's still I like being involved with people. I like touching people's lives, and that's what I do every day.
It's not just one type of certain people. Everybody comes in to eat at restaurants.
Everybody, and there's the personalities of people that work here. So,
a lot of employees.
Just 140.
Just 100. Have you ever failed as a leader, or how can you improve as a leader?
I've absolutely failed as a leader. I don't think anyone who's ever been in that position can say they haven't and be honest with themselves.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I had a tendency to try and be a friend versus a leader. I would tend to be like, oh, you're having a bad day, it's okay, I'll support you. Not, oh, hey, you didn't call, you called in and you haven't been showing up to work and you haven't been doing your duties. Because we do want to be liked. We want to be that person that, everybody's like, oh, I'm so happy you're here. But you can do that and still guide and direct people. And that was something I failed at.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
To have that line between being a manager and being a friend.
It is, because you're with these people not 24 hours a day, but you're with them.
You have a similar lifestyle as them.
You have a similar lifestyle. Usually you have a lot of shared interests. I probably spend more time with you than I do my family just because you work here.
Yeah.
And so you do develop, those close bonds, and you have to keep in check and constantly in mind, okay, is this what I'm doing because she's my friend or someone that I like? Or am I doing it for the right reasons for my business and for her development and for the growth of this industry?
So how have you become better at doing that?
I call myself out on it. I make sure not to react to things sometimes and to let myself process, because I am an emotional person.
Yeah.
So I kind of tend to make sure I process things and think, okay, why am I doing this? Is this for the right, the what, when, why, how kind of journalism philosophy, and really talk to myself. It's one of the things that's helped me develop as a person and as an adult. And I think it's helped me become a stronger leader. Am I flawless? Heck no. We're all going to make mistakes, and we're all going to fall into that trap of feeling, you can't be a good leader and not care about your people. But there is a fine line between caring and caring too much.
It is hard for some.
It's really hard.
And that's why some aren't cut out to be a leader. What does it mean to lead by example?
I think it means everything. I personally respect people more when I know they're capable of doing the job and have done the job. And, when things get rough and tough and you're in the trenches, they're the ones that step up and can help you out. I also think that you're always kind of told as a child, do as I say, not as I do. But that's not true. People do pay attention to how you behave and the things you do versus the things you say, and real respect comes from them respecting your actions, not just your words.
So those little small steps of you breaking the rules makes them think that they can break the rules too.
Absolutely. I mean, why wouldn't it? If I went outside or opened the safe and walked off, why wouldn't you think you couldn't do it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's little things, and you also notice them. That's a positive reinforcement as well, because there are people that are always looking for guidance and someone to lead them, and they say, hey, she always does it this way. Maybe I'll start doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really cause detriment by not following your own words and actions.
It's a good lesson to live by.
It's a hard lesson to learn again too.
What is the most important quality for a leader to have?
I'm gonna go back with leading by example. Great communication skills and empathy.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't understand the struggles and the good and the bad of what the people you're trying to supervise or lead are doing, and what what obstacles they face, you really can't. How are you supposed to help them through it if you don't have some understanding of it?
This is where your psychology degree comes in.
I do have a master's in psychology, so I think empathy and communication are essential in life. Because if we don't say, hey, I've never walked in this person's shoes, without, again, crossing that friendly line about I'm too close to this person. But you do have to feel, and you do have to think, and you have to realize, as a server, say in a restaurant, that maybe they did seat all of your tables at once, and maybe you have a very demanding table, and you have to have that understanding of why your stress level is through the roof, or why maybe a table didn't get greeted. Because if you don't have all the facts, how can you make an educated guess or have an opinion?
That's what makes you a good manager for restaurants.
Well, you're very sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. Give an example of a famous leader and why.
I think I'm going to go with FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, one of our former presidents during the Great Depression. In the Great Depression, especially in America, and all of all continents, but America got hit really hard. Financial institutions completely went under. People lost everything. At the same time, a horrible drought hit, and so agriculturally, we were completely shut down. Families died. People were, migrating elsewhere just to try and survive. And this man came in and he brought in hope and change and offered solutions and was inspiring. And I think those are qualities you look for in a leader.
And was which we need in our new president that we're having now.
Good luck with that.
With the choices we have.
With the options. I will say I respect Barack Obama because he does kind of have that positive hope for it, but this isn't a political discussion, so.
We weren't expecting that though when he came in either.
I was.
Really?
I was. I really liked him.
Do you believe it is more important to get the job done, or should you make those under you happy?
That's kind of a catch-22 because honestly, happy people are more productive. However, my job is to run a business and to develop the people that work for the business and help them grow. It's not necessarily to please. So I would say that by making people happy, you are going to get the job done, and that there needs to be some sort of balance and compromise between those two. I don't think they're mutually exclusive of one another. They are the same thing because you are the means to an end for one or the other.
It's a domino effect.
Absolutely.
If they say natural talent, follow up with what 3 talents?
Great communication skills, I think, are an absolute talent. A positive attitude. Negativity tends to bog us down, and people feel that when they're in the presence of negativity. I called it an emotional vampirism. And probably communication. I don't know, genuine enthusiasm for what you're doing. Not just positive attitude, but the want to drive to change and make things better.
Because that also affects your employees as well.
Absolutely, and it affects your bottom line when you're in a business. If you're just like, I'm here because they give me a paycheck and it's great, But I've always believed that leadership or natural talents have something to do with a drive that's inside of you.
Well, thank you for meeting with me today.
You are so welcome, Tyler.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let's see if it worked.